So welcome everyone to my new video. Today we're going to take a wee break from the norm, from doing like the other game reviews, and today we're going to just celebrate the 25th birthday of one of my favourite game franchises ever, The Legend of Zelda. Now, with The Legend of Zelda I can only show games that I've got. I've got obviously like the stuff I've got set out to show for the camera and to you, and there's only a couple of things I've had to get through the Nintendo Wii because I physically don't own them, like the cartridges or anything like that. I don't own the old machines compared to when I used to do. But instead we've still got the rest sitting here to show throughout this video. Now before I go anywhere else, I'd like to take time to thank my friend Laura, who gave me a loan of some of the rarest items you'll see from the Legend of Zelda universe. The Mimish Cap and the gold Game Boy SP. Now these are two items I have not seen at all for a long time, and I know they're very rare to get a hold of, so thank you Laura for letting me use them in this video. Now to kick things off, we're going to start where it all began, back in the NES, The Legend of Zelda. Now, I never got a chance to play this game until 1992, and I wasn't a big fan of adventure games, but Zelda blew my mind. That was an amazing game. Now, it all focuses around 3 characters in some of the games. Other games, it kind of picks and chooses, but most noticeably, it always focuses around one character, Link. Now, Link has always been shown in the games with his traditional green tunic and his green hat. Some of the games you can change, like the colour of his tunic and his hat, most notably in like the new Zelda games. Now, depending on what game as well you play, he's either a teenager or a young boy. So if we start with the NES version, he's in a quest to save the Princess Zelda and take on Ganon, or sometimes it's called Ganondorf. Now, I don't like to tell much of the story because with these games, I'd love for you guys to go out and try these games for yourself. They truly are some of the classics in the gaming world compared to some games you get today. These are some of the greatest games you'll ever play. Now, the other thing as well with Zelda, with the games, they were traditionally top-down view, like you see with this one. And you go around attacking monsters and obviously going through dungeons and towns to pick up clues or find items. Now this is another thing that was like new to me with like the Zelda game. And I still find it funny how Link can carry all sorts of items when he clearly doesn't look the strongest of all the game characters I've ever seen, but it's always quite funny to think of like that. But he always has like a rare equipment he has to use throughout every game, and it compares to like a bow and arrow, sometimes a ladder, one of the magic mirrors in the Super NES version. But the most noticeable thing he always has is obviously his sword and his shield, which goes through all the games. And obviously, as I'm showing you the video just now of Zelda 2, which was the direct sequel, what was cool about this game, I had the version, which was a gold cartridge, which was brilliant to show off, compared to like, I know people had like the grey cartridge and that, and you can always go like, I've got the gold cartridge. Fortunately, I got rid of them, so stupid me for that one. But I always found it funny with Link carrying all this equipment. But like I said, to the swords, most noticeable was the Master Sword. In all the games, you had to quest to find a sword. In the Super NES version, it's one of the main things you have to do. The Super NES version of the game was truly fantastic. I consider that to be the best Super NES game, closely followed behind Super Metroid. It was truly magnificent. The Master Sword always stands out as the only weapon it can defeat Ganon, or Ganondorf. Also, along with the 3 main characters, obviously the Princess Zelda, Link and Ganondorf, the Triforce. The Triforce is the symbol of the Zelda, the 3 gold triangles pieced together. Power, wisdom and courage. And through all the games, that's always been like the main concept towards the story. Like the hero has always got to go and use his courage to find, obviously, Princess Zelda and take on Ganon. Now, same with the handheld games, it's the same concept. It really was a brilliant story. The only difference between some of them, there's not a lot of direct sequels. Now, throughout all the games, they always tend to go around as a descendant. They're always descendants of the hero of that game. There's a couple of them where it is like a direct sequel, like say like I showed with Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2. But with the Super NES version, the only sequel close to it, it wasn't really a true sequel, but a lot of people say it was a sequel, was the Game Boy version. Link's Awakening. There's my original Game Boy version, and that's my Game Boy Color version. Now unfortunately I can't use the Game Boy Color to show on camera, it doesn't really pick it up well, so I had to use obviously the Game Boy SP, which has got the backlit light, to show you the two versions of the game. The game was absolutely brilliant. Bit different story. Obviously you go Link in this one, but it's a wee bit of a different story. Again, I don't like to give a lot of things away, but it is one of the best Game Boy games. It is probably the best Zelda handheld you can come across. That was the best one.